it is vital for the survival of humanity. It is vital to go through, achieve this shift in consciousness. At least a certain percentage of population of the planet. This is a critical stage where the egoic sense of self has reached its final point, where it will destroy the planet in its madness, or it will be transcended. Eventually, I feel certain, I very rarely predict anything. I'm not that interested in future. It doesn't exist, as you know. The arising of the next stage of consciousness, which is a stage of awareness and transcendence of ego, I still believe it is inevitable for humans. Not 100% certain, because if humans are so insane that they could conceivably destroy themselves and the planet at the same time. But the transcendence is guaranteed, because that is where the evolution of consciousness is going. I still believe it will happen through the human species. If that is a failed experiment in consciousness, that's fine too. The universe is infinitely abundant. It can choose any channel for the evolution of consciousness. So if the human was a failed experiment, it doesn't matter. Ultimately, it's sad from this dimension here where we are. But ultimately, consciousness is evolving. And every setback is actually, unfortunately, a necessary part of the evolution of consciousness, because it evolves not in a straight line, and it only evolves when it encounters opposition, difficulties, when something seems to, it hits something, it comes up against obstacles. And then, in other words, things going wrong. That is both on an individual level and on a collective level, both true. Consciousness does not evolve until it has to evolve. And it doesn't have to evolve until it encounters a huge obstacle. That is the case on every level. That what is usually called bad from our perspective is part of the evolution of consciousness. You can see it in your personal life. Many of you perhaps can, or if you haven't yet, maybe you will. Bad things that happen to you, for example, very loss of a relationship or marriage, breakdown of a marriage, loss of a job, loss of possessions, loss of status in society, loss of home, anything that's usually conventionally called bad, an illness, potentially fatal illness that comes. And many humans have told me that what you are talking about was totally meaningless to me until I experienced, and then they refer to some event that is conventionally called very bad. Until that happened to me, when this broke down and I lost that, and I had this accident, and then suddenly I began to realize something deeper. So consciousness grows when it's something that seems to prevent the evolution of consciousness, ultimately becomes that which propels the evolution of consciousness. That is a paradox. So, whatever you encounter in life, the seemingly bad is ultimately something that can deepen your state of consciousness if approached correctly. It can also pull you back into a state of unconsciousness. A seemingly bad event can go either way, depending on where your consciousness is. For many humans, a big challenge that comes into their life, like recently, the past 2 years, the pandemic, many humans have become more unconscious, more fearful, more angry through that. And some others have become more conscious, more accepting of the present moment. A challenge can either make you more unconscious, or a challenge can make you more conscious, depending how it is approached. But so here we come to the highly helpful nature of challenges, because they will come. Even as you awaken spiritually, challenges continue to come. Life throws them at you. You might have noticed. For a while it leaves you at peace. Oh, it's great now. One great relationship and job, everything is going fine for a little while. And then, oh no. Why is always... Some people take it personally. They say God is doing this to me, or the universe is treating me unfairly. Why is it always me? When I was a child, I was very deeply trapped in negative thinking. And I remember a thought that would come to me continuously, hundreds, thousands of times, that started already at the age of 8 and lasted until the age of like 14, 15. And the thought was, bad things always happen to me. Bad things always happen to me. Oh. And often they did. So I was trapped in that thought. I talked to a gardener who showed me he was planting seeds, and the little sprouts came up out of the soil, and then he put some soil back on top of the sprouting little sprout of the plant, and he said, now the plant will have to struggle to get through the soil, and it makes it stronger. Oh, that's interesting. And so, but it applies also on the level of consciousness. Consciousness grows through adversity. As the ancient Latin proverb from Roman times say, per aspera ad astra, which translates approximately as through adversity to the stars. Through aspera is like rough stuff, adversity. Per aspera ad astra, to the stars. So it's through adversity you evolve. So instead of demanding from now, once we know that, we have we relate to the world in a different way. We no longer demand that the circumstances of the world, including other people, situations, places, we no longer demand that they should make us happy. We no longer tell the world, make me happy. Because as long as you tell the world, make me happy, it's not going to make you happy. It can't do that. You're living under the delusion that the world can make you happy. But it's not here to do that, because you might have noticed it can happen sometimes for short periods. It doesn't last. Because the world is here to make you conscious, including all the obstacles that are an essential part of the evolution. The world is here to make me conscious, not to make me happy. Every relationship is also here to make me conscious, not happy. When you no longer place unreasonable, impossible demands upon the world, including that a relationship should make you happy or some kind of achievement should make you happy, there's nothing wrong with achievement. It's beautiful. But is it going to make you happy? Is it going to create a deeply satisfying sense of identity. In most cases not, unless you have some transcendence in you. So the paradox is, when you drop the demand that people, places, or situations should make you happy, they actually become quite enjoyable. The demand is dropped, they become enjoyable because something else arises from within that is inseparable from the present moment. And it's not some external thing that is going to do it for you. That which arises, you begin to live in acceptance of the isness of things. Yes, you're able to make changes, that's fine, but your inner state of being, your state of consciousness is aligned with the present moment. And there comes an acceptance of the isness of things, and that immediately brings about the deepening to the essence of who you are. With the acceptance, that's one of the portals, one of the main portals of to your essence identity is present moment acceptance and present moment awareness. Find the presence of God in the present moment. Find the presence of God in the consciousness that you are. And if you can sense the consciousness that you are, you can sense the presence of God in the deepest meaning of the word, which is an emanation into this dimension from the central source of all life, being itself, the I am of the universe. You are a microcosm of the macrocosm. Many secrets of the universe, the essential secrets of the universe, you can find out by going deep enough within yourself. It's all there. Your purpose here is to embody this arising consciousness and allow it to live. It wants to come through you. If you allow it, you have to cooperate with it. Allow it to emerge through you. You don't have to make it happen. It happens if you do not create excessive obstacles to its arising, which is the egoic sense of self. But key is present moment awareness continuously, which is external. Drop the naming as much as possible in your daily life. Have many moments of simple presence and feel the two levels, sense perception and the underlying consciousness that is the essence of who you are. The stillness behind the sense perceptions. Wow. And that stillness then deepens, and in that stillness the vast intelligence of which the human mind is only a reflection. It's not separate from it, but it's a reflection. There's a vast intelligence in that stillness. In that stillness then can use your mind. It can give a talk for 2 hours. And when you stepped onto the stage, you had no idea what you were going to say. So it carries you. And with that comes a deep, not self-confidence, but not in the conventional sense of the word, but in a deeper sense of self, the transcendent being that you are. That is the power in you, and that ultimately is the meaning of the power of now. The power of now, this now, that you described of the now, actually, the now is you. The essence of now is consciousness. So ultimately, the now is who you are. You are the now. Unfortunately, this didn't occur to me when I was writing The Power of Now. Otherwise, I could have put it in the book. Thank you. This was the secret of life. I believe that it's something that you can now, you are living it already, many of you, and now every one of you is an essential element in this awakening of conscience. And we can perhaps even prevent the worst things from needing to happen on this planet. And that is my hope and my belief with your help this will happen. Thank you.